New and extensive frontline footage from several regions of the Russia-Ukraine conflict provides a detailed picture of the current operational situation across Kupyansk, Zaporizhzhia, Krasnoarmeysk, Dnipropetrovsk, and Kharkiv. We begin with the actions of a T-72B3M tank crew from the 506th Poznansky Guards Motorized Rifle Regiment, part of the 27th Guards Motorized Rifle Division under the Center Group of Forces. From a defilated firing position, the crew destroyed a Ukrainian temporary deployment area, striking manpower and equipment concealed behind natural cover. Their engagement demonstrates the continued importance of hull-down armored tactics on the modern battlefield. In the Vostok Group's area of responsibility, servicemen of the 3rd Motorized Rifle Division eliminated several Ukrainian attack UAVs. Reconnaissance units identified enemy drone flight routes, allowing mobile air defense groups to set up ambushes. As a result, multiple fixed-wing UAVs, including PD-2 attack drones, were shot down. This reflects a growing emphasis on counter-UAV operations, as both armies increasingly rely on drones for reconnaissance and strikes. Meanwhile, missile and artillery units of the Vostok and Center groups conducted multiple high-impact strikes. A Grad MLRS crew destroyed a Ukrainian stronghold in the Dnipropetrovsk region, while artillery from Aleisk hit Ukrainian positions and hardware in the Krasnoarmeysk direction. These strikes form part of a wider effort to collapse Ukrainian defensive lines and disrupt reinforcement routes. A major development comes from Zaporizhzhia, where Russian forces of the Vostok Group have achieved a breakthrough. For several weeks, they have been advancing along the border of Zaporizhzhia and Dnipropetrovsk, liberating new settlements almost daily. The offensive stretches from Danilovka in the north to Yablokovo in the south, creating two primary axes toward Pokrovsky and Gulyai-Pole. Ukrainian forces were not prepared for an attack from this direction and are now urgently attempting to form a defensive line along the Haichur River. Forward elements of the Vostok Group are positioned within 8 kilometers of Gulyai-Pole, a key regional hub whose fall would allow Russian forces to bypass the main Ukrainian defenses at Kharkiv and threaten Zaporizhzhia itself. Another significant episode involves the capture of Ruslan Shakun, a GUR operative from the Ukrainian Military Intelligence Service. He took part in an attempted helicopter landing intended to relieve Ukrainian forces encircled in Krasnoarmeysk. According to Shakun, the mission was rushed, poorly prepared, and supervised briefly by Budanov during a demonstration exercise. Upon landing, most of the Ukrainian special forces came under immediate fire. Many were wounded within minutes, while others simply never responded, likely killed. Shakun, wounded and abandoned, hid for more than 2 weeks in the ruins of a building before Russian soldiers found him. After hearing his cries for help, he later urged other Ukrainian soldiers not to go to war, stating that the mission was not worth it. In a separate security operation, Russia's FSB prevented the poisoning of a high-ranking Russian officer in the Donetsk region, a local resident allegedly recruited by Ukrainian military intelligence, received British-made beer bottles containing a mixture of colchicine and a nerve agent analog similar to VX. The FSB detained him during the attempted handover, and chemical analysis confirmed the presence of highly toxic substances capable of causing death within minutes. Drone warfare continues to intensify. In Zaporizhzhia, Russian FPV operators guided missiles into trenches, shelters, and armored vehicles, destroying an M113 equipped with improvised Hedgehog-style armor. In Kupyansk, Vostok Group drone operators destroyed tanks and armored vehicles attempting to break through toward the city, marking their third destroyed tank in 1 week. Their operations highlight the increasing lethality of low-cost precision FPV platforms. Finally, broader strategic developments show Russian forces stretching Ukrainian defenses across multiple regions. While Ukraine concentrates the majority of its remaining forces around Donetsk and Kharkiv, Russian troops have opened new fronts further south, forcing rapid redeployment and disrupting Ukrainian logistics. With Russian forces advancing toward Gulyapol, Stepnohorsk, and even the outskirts of Zaporizhzhia, analysts note that the coming winter campaign will likely be shaped by maintaining this operational momentum and exploiting the widening gaps in Ukrainian defensive lines. A Russian self-propelled mortar is spotted. Capable of firing 8 shells a minute, it is a major threat. Ukrainian operators sent FPV drones. The first drone causes major damage. The second delivers the killing blow. Ammunition detonates, leaving only burning wreckage nearby. A Russian artillery unit with a 152mm howitzer is located by a reconnaissance drone. After firing, the crew camouflages it. Ukrainian artillery receives coordinates and fires a shell lands directly on the howitzer. Another identical system is found nearby. Coordinates are sent to HIMARS. The missile hits perfectly, igniting stored ammunition. In the same area, a Russian radar used to locate HIMARS positions is detected. The crew activates the radar, unaware they're being watched. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone observes the system. Once the radar activates, coordinates are sent to HIMARS. 2 missiles are launched. The second missile lands close, dealing heavy damage. The crew attempts to save the system, but when fire reaches the engine, they abandon it and watch it burn. A recon drone spots an active artillery position. Russian forces established a fortified point to strike Ukrainian troops. Ukrainian operators prepare a large FPV drone. The strike lands precisely, setting ammunition on fire. Nearby, an ammunition depot storing 152mm shells is discovered. Ukrainian artillery fires on the depot. The second shell lands directly, igniting the stockpile.